Hi, my name is Todd. I'm a musician and producer. I'm 37 years old and I'm on the road to recovery from what I think is situational depression that started during the pandemic. So, this channel is kind of an experiment, so I figured I'd document my healing journey along the way, tell you my story, and give you some insights I'm learning, and just keep you updated on things that I find are helpful. Hopefully connect with some like-minded individuals who are struggling or just need to be reminded that we're all going through things. You're not alone. Times are very difficult and very strange right now. So I'm trying to form a little community here. We can help each other out and, be a support system. So if you feel like you're interested in that, subscribe, and I'm gonna make videos, new videos every week. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story, some things that I've been going through in some detail, and then some tools that I've been using that have helped me immensely. So start off with my story. Basically suffered from a job loss when I was touring musician. Things were going really well. COVID hit and lost my touring gig. Then I was working with an artist in the studio, and that artist had a complete mental breakdown and left the States, which kind of left me by myself. I was in isolation, just, I just kind of contracted instead of reaching out to people, and crazy sort of series of events that just kind of wore me down over a few years. I didn't really have the emotional intelligence to process what was going on, or the emotional support from the right people or friends around me to handle those sort of situations. A lot of my friends were, networking industry musicians, very surface level, and I just honestly didn't trust anyone to go that deep with them. So I found it a lot harder going through this. It just was a lot harder than it should have been, because I just kept withdrawing and not talking to anyone. So I'm really trying to learn about my emotions and just sit with them and learn how to accept them instead of trying to escape or numb. So my instrument of choice is technology, specifically YouTube. I love YouTube videos and watching information on YouTube. It helps keep my mind distracted. By the way, if anyone has some numbing tools of choice, just comment down below. No shame, we all have them. But anyway, I just started to recognize certain patterns that have been occurring in my life from this lack of emotional intelligence on a long timeline, but also on a day-to-day basis. So I grew up in a family. My parents were good people, but emotions were not talked about in my family. I rarely felt acknowledged or heard when I had problems. And my father was never really the one to have hard or difficult conversations with me. So I had to kind of figure things out on my own. And I've experienced a lot of guilt and shame with a number of things that have happened in my life, as well as being around toxic people and not having boundaries that didn't have my best interests at heart, and not being around the right environment. It definitely scarred me over time. So a lot of my identity was built on my career, and I just had this sort of feeling not enough beneath it, and I tried to build everything around that. And once the career sort of fell, that's when everything else kind of was exposed. But in my personal opinion, I feel like this whole story is kind of ingrained in my subconscious mind, and I'm choosing to believe that, and it's preventing me from moving forward in certain things in my life. So my journey is to go back and really try to make this a commitment to rewrite that story using some of the tools that have helped me get through my emotions and just create clarity. So some of the tools I use right now are breath work, specifically diaphragmatic breathing. This has really helped calm my anxiety. I do Wim Hof, which is more like a circular breathing technique. I'll include a link to the exercise and an instructional video as well if you're interested. That's one of my favorite. It helps me get out of my head with overthinking and get more into my body. I do this once in the morning, and then when I wake up, once in the afternoon, and I even recommended doing it the exercise before bed as well. I mean, it just really resets the mind, it clears it. Shadow work, a lot of journaling, consciously kind of diving into these hidden aspects of ourselves and like bringing them out into awareness. So honest self-reflection, introspection, and like a willingness to confront parts of things within myself that I rejected or ignored. I do therapy as well. That's mainly for emotional support and to talk through kind of bigger decisions in my life right now. Meditation, just sitting with my emotions and letting them kind of seep through and getting used to just being with the emotion instead of trying to avoid it or numb it. If you have trouble with meditation, I honestly recommend breath work more. I've had way more breakthroughs in shorter periods of time. I also really enjoy Joe Dispenza, his meditations, which is a combination of a few things like breath work, meditation, visualization, affirmations, playing music, anything that involves like a hobby of like the inner child. So just getting back to that state of joy and innocence helps me connect spiritually as well, gives me confidence. Gratitude pulls me out of my story of the looping thoughts and reminds me of how blessed I really am. It keeps me positive. Anything writing wise helps me to reduce stress. And I'm curious, anyone watching, like if you have tools that you use, you know, what helps you on your journey, feel free to comment that down below. I hope you found this video helpful and you can relate to it in some way. If you'd like to join the community in this movement to kind of heal yourself, please subscribe. I'm going to be making a new video every week, and thank you so much. Talk to you soon.